answer the question. How many people did you ask? Not how many videos, not how many friend requests, not how many story shares, not how many hashtags. How many people last week did you ask if they were open to your product, service, or opportunity? We're going to talk about how to build confidence in sales. Now, notice the wording of this. How to build confidence, how to build, I'm emphasizing, I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. How to build confidence in sales. See, the problem with a lot of people is they want to have confidence in sales. Confidence is not something you just create, right? It's something you build. Like you didn't have confidence that you could ride a bike before you rode a bike. You had courage, you had bravery, you had chutzpah, right? You didn't have confidence though. You're like, oh, I got this. I'm gonna kill this thing. You didn't have confidence before you knew how to swim. You jumped in the pool because you had courage and you wanted to get better. So you build confidence. You don't go from not having confidence to having confidence and then you make sales. It's you got to move forward and you got to grow. You got some things to learn. You got some discernment to increase, right? And so stop wishing for confidence. That's a silly thing. Like imagine I want to learn the violin and I'm like, all right, how do I get confident about the violin? Oh, Lord, please give me confidence around the violin. I need confidence around the violin. I'd look like a crazy person. Everybody be like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm building my confidence in the violin. Are you practicing? No. No, I want to get confidence first, then I'll practice the violin. Everyone would be like, what are you talking about? No one does it that way. Well, you do that when it comes to reaching out to people. I wish I was more confident to reach out to people, but you're not reaching out to people. How do you get confident around something you're not doing? You can't. So it cracks me up when I see these courses out there, how to increase your confidence. And unless that course is telling you to go do the darn thing you're avoiding doing, then it's worthless. It's a pointless course. You can't build confidence on something you're not doing. Can I get an amen? Can I get an affirmation? Can someone agree with me here? Am I speaking crazy? So you got to have courage to do the thing you don't have confidence around. Hit that like button if you needed to hear this. We need to hear this. And so, okay, fair enough. Now let's move past this. How to build confidence in sales. It's by taking action. It's by moving forward imperfectly. It's by, there's a good book out there. I think it's by John Maxwell actually called Failing Forward. And that's how this goes. So my greatest source of sales has come from speaking on stage and speaking in video. Greatest source has made me tens of millions of dollars, right? Learning how to better speak on stage and learning how to better speak on video has made me tens of millions of dollars. Very grateful. But guess what? I sucked at first. I didn't have confidence. I sucked. In fact, the first time, some of you know this story, so I'll abbreviate it. But the first time I was asked to speak in front of a small group, I was like, oh, what? Like I was nervous out of my mind. I was completely not confident. I was terrified. But something in me, I look back and I believe God nudged me and gave me just enough courage to go and attempt it. But I sucked. I was terrible. My boss literally asked me if I was on drugs. That's how bad I was. Terrible. And guess what? The next time wasn't much better. The next time after that wasn't much better. But you fast forward probably my 10th time speaking in front of a group, I felt a little bit of confidence. Probably my 25th time, I felt a lot more confidence. And probably my 40th time, I was on the stage at Planet Hollywood on the Vegas Strip speaking to a big group. I built confidence in my speaking, just like you build confidence in anything, not just sales, but anything. So how? All right. So first of all, if you want to build confidence in sales, you have to do that thing that scares you. You have to do more reach outs. Now I'm gonna give you, two different kind of paradigms. There are two primary categories of making sales: marketing, prospecting. Marketing is passive. You do something, you hope someone responds or reacts to it, right? You post something, you don't know who's going to respond or if anyone, but you post something, you hope someone responds or reacts to it. or you prospect, right? So marketing, prospecting is reaching out. Now, if you need to build confidence, then you should actually focus on prospecting because you can control that. See, marketing, you could do a whole bunch of marketing and never grow in confidence in sales. You might grow in confidence in video, but you might never, because there are people out there. There are people out there who have built followings, who have done a lot of videos, who are now comfortable on videos, but they're not confident in sales because they haven't done enough reach outs. They haven't done enough follow ups. They haven't had the conversation. They're doing a lot of activity. They're doing a whole lot of posts and videos and reels, but they're not having sales conversations. So they're not growing in confidence in sales. Does this make sense? It reminds me of some of you may know Jocko Willink, right? Jocko Willink, he's that, big, Marine Corps guy, just, big dude, hardcore, gets up at 3 or 4 a.m. And he always has like these really cool answers on X, on, formerly known as Twitter. Someone asked him, they said, "Hey, Jocko, I'm terrible at pull-ups. What suggestions do you have?" You know what his answer was? 2 words: more pull-ups. If you stink at a thing, you need to do more of that thing to get better at that thing, right? It's like, I mean, anything, right? I don't need to give more examples. I think you got it. And so there are people that maybe you've grown confident by sitting behind the keyboard, sitting behind the video camera, uploading videos and stuff, but you're still not confident in sales because you're not having sales conversations. You're not asking, "Hey, would you be open to take a look at my product, service, or opportunity?" You're not having those conversations. So you're not growing in confidence in sales. So the question that tells me, especially when I'm coaching, I mean, really when I'm coaching anybody, when I'm coaching, because what I do is I help sales leaders and teams make more money while growing in their faith. So I mix faith into every single thing that I do. I bring biblical principles in everything that I do. That's very prominent in the Faith Driven Wealth. I know with one question if someone's growing their business or not. How many people last week did you ask if they were open to your product, service, or opportunity? And I'm just curious. If you're game, share with me in the comments. Answer the question. How many people did you ask? Not how many videos, not how many friend requests, not how many story shares, not how many hashtags. How many people last week did you ask if they were open to your product, service, or opportunity? That's the question. You want to know if you're building confidence in sales? That's the question. You want to know if you're going to be making more money or you're on the path to being a top earner? And you'll see some of you are working hard, but you're not doing that thing. You're gaining confidence in sales. And there's no question, right? Now, when it comes to results, right, that could be some tweaks, right? That maybe there's some scripts needed, maybe some alignment and follow up, maybe there's some posture needed, but let this help you, not condemn you, right? I'm not condemning you, but let this help you of saying, "Wait a minute, man, I feel like I'm working so hard, but I'm not actually asking anyone." Wayne Gretzky says, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You miss 100% of the sales you don't ask for." And you look at my book. I did a really powerful training, and I talked about my approach with my book, right? So I went and I asked well over 100 influencers, "Hey, if you would, please pray for my book. I really appreciate it. It's book launch day. I appreciate if you have time to pray for the book." And, some said prayed. Some said, "Well, what's the book? I want to get it." Some said, "Hey, I want to do a live about it." Some said, "Hey, I want to buy a big," my friend Sarah Robbins said, "I want to buy a bunch for my mastermind group." And so, look at how small my ask was. I didn't even ask him to buy. I just said, hey, would you be open to praying if you have time? I was very kind about it. And some just said prayed. Some didn't respond, right? You'll always get that. And some said, "Hey, I want to buy it," or "Where do I get it?" or "How do I tell my people about it?" Learn to ask better questions. Learn to get into that kind of mix. All right. And so if you're trying to build confidence in sales, you need to be doing more reach outs. And we actually have, right now, we have on sale our cold market reach out system. You can get it for $27. It's normally $97. You can get it for $27. It's ridiculous. We can make one sale. Most of you would make that back. But if you want to check that out, you can. It's at higdongroup.com/prospects. And before I move into marketing, I'm just curious, have you gotten value so far? Is this helpful so far? So let's move into marketing. So how to build confidence in sales around marketing. First of all, you want to do the work. You want to do the prayer work. You want to do the quiet time work of figuring out your best brand right now. Now, it may not be your lifelong brand. Now, I talk a lot about this in chapter 7. The whole chapter is, listen to this, God has an anointed brand for you. Chapter 7 of my brand new book, the whole chapter is dedicated to you determining and discovering your anointed brand. Now, it may not be your lifelong brand. This may not be where you stay the rest of your life, right? But you can figure out what's the best brand for you right now. See, God's made tweaks on mine. God's made tweaks on mine, and He's led me to, and I don't know if this is my landing pad or not, but He's landed me to, Ray, you're really good at teaching sales. And so He gave me my new tagline in prayer, and that is that I help sales teams and leaders make more money while increasing their faith journey using a 7-step blueprint. And so that's, this is part of it, me teaching you execution on how to generate and get confidence in sales. Okay. But chapter 7 is all about anointed brand. And when you create that anointed brand and you start to serve the person you're called to serve in this season, you're going to start to generate leads. As you generate leads, guess what? You got to ask them questions. This isn't about you just building a following and doing nothing with it. It's about changing lives. It's about transformation. No one is transforming by just following you on YouTube. No one's transforming by just liking your stuff. They get transformed when you work deeper with them. And for most of you, that means getting them to purchase your product, service, or opportunity. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And so figuring out that brand, if you want to figure that out, this is my best resource on it. I mean, we do cover this in our sales and marketing mentorship, but that's $1,000 a month. And so if you want to save a little bit, if you're, got a lesser budget there, then jump in, get the book, study chapters. I mean, I would suggest studying all the chapters, but chapter 7, all about anointed brand. And then you go and execute from that brand, from that covering, from that mantle. And God will absolutely bless that. But it's not enough for you to just build and enlarge your territory, right? You have to serve the people. And to serve the people, you have to offer them more things. You have to offer them your product, service, or opportunity. And as you do that, you're going to grow confident in your sales. And so, number 1, prospecting, doing more reach outs. If you want to learn how to do that, you don't know how to do it, you don't know scripts, you can get our prospecting system. It's on sale right now at higdongroup.com/prospects, higdongroup.com/prospects. Or if you want to get better and confidence in sales using marketing, you still got to make the offers, right? But you can get that in chapter 7 of the Faith Driven Wealth book. And so I hope this is helpful to you. I appreciate so very much. If this was valuable for you, if you have people in your organization that are struggling with sales, that aren't confident, this may be exactly what they need to hear. Tag them, share it with them. And I just appreciate you so very much. And again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported and grabbed your copy of Faith Driven Wealth. If you get it today, jump into it. And as soon as you can, leave us some reviews. I would really, really appreciate that. And have an amazing day. All right. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the work of your hands. And may God's favor be in front of you in everything that you do. Okay. God bless. Bye.